Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step, where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the foreseeable future, Theodore. And I'm with the hottest battler in the UK and admin of the Battle Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki. I almost felt that, but how are you doing, Ayumu?
I'm doing fine. I just watched Oppenheimer for the second time yesterday, and I'm about to watch Barbie tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's the Barbenheimer experience. Well, not exactly, but still.
So now it's Barbie and Space Timer with a space. It's just like girlfriend and girlfriend.
Bruh. Oh my god, you remind me of, oh my god, what is that anime called? It's literally called Kanojo.
Oh yeah, that
And
one.
it's literally about a guy trying to gain a harem, and miraculously the girls also support him to do so. Well, not exactly. Well, his first girlfriend didn't really like it, but at the end she just accepted it. She's just like,
well.
also she was just like, oh well, he's that kind of guy.
Oh well.
I need to finish that. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, like I didn't come. I mean, like I feel a little bit indifferent, but I did not hate it, mostly because they make it looks like more like they set the tone to be more into comedy, so it feels like I mean, like the main character was really sincere and really pure when he said like, I mean, like she said that she likes me. I don't want to make her sad, so can I can she be my girlfriend as well? It's like. It's like I only read the manga so far, but it's like when I read that line, it's like, this is stupid, but go on.
This is stupid, but I allow it.
Yeah, for now.
For now, oh my! Actually, right now, in terms of manga, I'm reading like the Yuri stuff. Like, actually, like a week or two ago, I was reading this really fuck up one called Kitanai Kimi ga Ichiban Kawaii. Which for those who don't understand, for those who don't understand, it means like you're beautiful when you're dirty or something like that. I think. Yeah, and
it sounds kinky.
it is very kinky. I can tell you that. Like it's been around for like years, but I never managed to get past chapter 5.
Oh,
and then, yeah. But then I was so bored, and then like I saw someone posting a little bit of like panels on a Facebook Yuri group, so I was like, it doesn't look bad. Maybe I should try to continue it. It was still disgusting, but I love it so much. It was actually written so well.
Oh,
like it was disgusting in terms of like basically the fetish that the author chose. but other than that, it was such a well-made story, and basically I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but like by the end of the manga, it's very short. There's only like 26 chapters. I had a stomach ache.
Oh my goodness, that can be good.
Yeah, I had a stomach ache and I was depressed for like 2 days.
Oh my goodness. No. Why do you need to make that? God damn it.
Yeah, I was like, well, I haven't felt like that for a while.
and something at least.
Yeah, it made me feel something. I mean, you kind of expect what I mean by having a stomach and feeling depressed for 2 days, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. If you're interested, read it yourself.
Or no.
Yeah, or not, I guess. Or not, I guess. Yeah. And then right now I'm reading this one called Anemone is in heat.
Oh.
And this is the other way around. This is like this literally jump right at you at chapter 1, and I just reading chapter 1. Like, oh my god, I'm getting diabetes. It's like that guy. Like if you were in my server and like you like when I was reading it, literally every day I would just go, Oh, I'm throwing up rainbow. Oh my god, I got so much diabetes. This is diabetes express. Oh my god.
But I can kind of understand, like, if romance is like one of those genres where it can easily go out of balance, and it feels whenever it is way too close to the one extreme or another, it feels like this is too much. Like if you make it too wholesome, you feel like you have diabetes. If you make it way too complicated, and there's like a love decahedron or something, and it feels like, whoa, this is too much. Like, I know human relationship is complicated, but this is unnecessarily complicated. Like, if that guy no longer likes you, if you know that guy likes that girl, and that girl likes that guy, like, no, I need to stop there.
Yeah, and but like I think Anemone is in here. This was very interesting in that, like, I don't really think this is a spoiler because like it literally like it's literally like on like the first few chapters. Like at least it's not like the Oshinoko, that kind of revelation, let's say it that way.
Yeah.
But like basically what happened is like the protagonist really hates this girl because like the other girl made her fail her entrance exam for like reasons basically. But this protagonist is so optimistic that instead of just hating her forever, she tries to find ways to like the other girl.
Oh, okay.
And then you know what happens later on.
Oh,
oh my god, what is this doki doki feeling I have?
Oh, oh no.
And then like just after that, it's literally just diabetes all the way through. Like, oh my god. It's like you know like how people on Facebook just comment like, just get married already.
Oh, that's that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. But like I don't know why. Like, well, I suppose partly because I haven't read enough yaoi to actually comment on that. But from the very few yaoi I read, and the significantly more Yuri that I read, it just feels that like the Yuri genre in general is a lot more delicate in terms of like writing feelings. Like I think with Yuri, like you don't really have one that you would say is so bad that you can't read it. Like at most it's just bland, but like it's not actually like bad. And I think it's, I don't know, it's partly because like with this genre, like it really somehow sticks to kind of like the feeling and emotion of like not just love but also like just like human interaction in general, especially since like with Yuri, like you know, like it's they also have to touch on the topics of homosexuality. So like there are like a lot more things for them to explore. I mean, technically it's the same for yaoi, but from what I saw, like most of the yaoi genre just feels more like a fan service for women. Like that's how I see it. Like literally, I've seen so I've seen so many of them. Like there was this one anime that I've seen, and like I don't even remember the name, but like first episode, two very handsome actors got into making a series together, and then by the end of episode one, they're not just making the series.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, like, because I mean, like, I have friends who are into that, and I mean, like, if of course there are others that are not like this, but like the general, like the generic yaoi anime, it feels a little bit way more in your face, and it's more, the characters are usually way more aggressive in getting their love. So it does feel a little bit like So if you compare it to like because to compare it to the quote unquote straight animes, like I think it is just a difference between like the Yuri is more like the normal romance kind of thing. So just they met and then they grew feelings into each other and then blah 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 blah. The more kinky stuff usually they kept it behind the closed doors. So it is more about the relationship and the emotions, but the yaoi it's more about the that thing that I can't say out loud, but yeah, it's about the pumping.
No. Actually, no. I think with Yuri, well, actually, no. Now that you say, it might also be because just in general, or at least this is what I heard. Like this, I'm not trying to be this stereotypical,
Yeah.
but from what I heard, like in
I've been
like from
stereotypical and I'm
from a
sorry.
biological, like from a biological standpoint, like like men tend to get more sexually aroused than women. So like that might be why with yaoi, like whenever they get into a relationship, like there will be a huge part about making out. But with Yuri, like maybe because like girls generally don't try to go onto the bed, they focus on something else. I think that might be part of the reason. Like I don't know, but yeah, it is very interesting to think about. Like,
but now, yeah.
like
now
the
that
thing
you-
is, like I really want to try to watch or read a lot more yaoi, but I just can't seem to find a nice one to do so. Like they're just also extreme at one point.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, I think I mean I cannot argue for the biological part since I'm not a biologist, of course. But if we are just speaking culturally, I think that made sense why yaoi is a little bit more aggressive, because I think especially since they are all made by Japanese, I think in East Asia in particular, I think we do have more like the image that men are more aggressive in general, just in general, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's fair. Yeah.
and I think that while the yaoi manga there's a niche for people who are actually into the yaoi stuff. I think it also, I mean, like it also like kind of eases people probably like if they are not into yaoi yet, and it's probably going to be like it's going to be like a big culture shock for them if they see like, oh, these two guys just want to have fun together, and then why like just literally just to be there in a relationship to support each other, right? So maybe for them it's a little bit, it somehow made more sense for them. Okay, so this guy likes this guy and then he's being aggressive about that, just like if it's
Yeah.
if he's
Like
trying
you
to
mean
get
like
a girl. Yeah.
you mean like it might be a bit too bland if they don't do anything. Is that what you're trying to say?
It just I mean like it betrays the cultural expectation, because I think like they expect like the handsome guy, like the really handsome, like the really high spec guy would be really aggressive in getting a girl anyway, like if they are straight. So like when we put it in even in the context of a same sex relationship, then we kind of expect that they would also be aggressive when they are trying to get the people that they like, kind of thing.
Right.
And
That's
then
fair.
like yeah, and then while I mean like for women who are into women, so I think there are people who are also like, I mean like in Asia we are more culturally repressed, so I don't think people women in general, it's not about whether they are active or not, but it's more like it is not common for us to see like, okay, so women being really open about their
relationship.
relation. I mean, not
Well,
the relationship,
or
but
sexuality.
yes,
Yeah.
their sexuality, their sexual needs. So it's more like they are repressed, so they focus more into the emotional part, because I mean like the cultural expectation again that the women will probably wanted to focus on more the emotional part, and then after that, probably behind the scenes, then then it's a different story. Then it gives a room for the readers to imagine like what they are like behind the closed doors, right? But I think like with yaoi, it's more like, okay, so the expectations, they are going to be aggressive, so we are going to put all of them in front, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I could literally imagine you just saying all that, wearing some glasses, just like push them up. It's like, like I'm a professional.
Yeah, say by a cis straight male. Yeah, boy, privilege.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
My privilege is showing.
Oh my god.
Nah, I still have my minority card because I'm a Chinese Indonesian, but still, for the most part, yeah. Take that with a grain of salt. It's a view of a person who never who don't know like the emotional aspect of a same-sex relationship, much less or just relationship in general. God damn it.
I mean, I'm into same-sex relationship, and even I don't understand that much. So,
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh well. that was a wild try to start the show.
It's not even started, so we were like basically like halfway there already. What is it? I don't know actually. Let's check the clock.
It's we are quarter way.
Oh, it's a quarter way there. Yes.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. If we are talking about another happy news, I think by the time you heard this, it will be about 1 week ago. But the location for the second Battle Spirit Saga Pro Tour, the European Pro Tour, is finally decided, and I'm really happy about it because it's going to be in Utrecht in Netherlands, so it's going to be much closer to my home. Yay! And the most important part is I don't have to get a UK visa. I just realized that.
And it also means I have more skills to just invade your house.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Time to
Yeah,
eat more
boy.
tuner kebab. You're going to be full with tuner kebab by the time you go back to the UK.
What the fuck?
By the time you get your UK citizenship, your body will look like an actual British.
Bro, what do you even mean by that? Bro, you're gonna get cancelled. Oh no.
No.
Oh my god.
No, it's a self-deprecating joke, but yeah, I think, don't know why. It's not like in Asia there's no fat people, but yeah, I mean like when we come to Europe, I mean I think it's easy to, because their body in general is just larger than us, right? So it feels like a really low-hanging fruit. But yeah,
Bro, I met
people.
a lot of fat people in my life, and like 4 of them are literally the same person.
Oh my goodness! How come you met 4 people and they're all the same person? Huh?
Oh my god, you don't get the joke.
Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, it just went past me. But yeah, I guess like in Europe we are more like, okay, so there are reasons about this, so we need to tread this carefully. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit better. I mean, like in Asia, we'll just poke a hole in their belly and it's like, why are you fat?
That's literally what I do to my friends all the time. Like, I just have this really weird habit. I suppose at this point you can just call it a kink. I don't know, whatever you want to say. But basically, whenever I'm with like my very big friends, I just like to poke their tummy.
Okay.
And just like, oh, looks bouncy. Poke, poke, and then my bestie, like he's not fat, but like he's like short and round. So like whenever I was staying over at his place, and like he would just lie on his bed, and then like just like his show his stomach because like shut too short, things like that. I was just like poke, and then it's like, oi, stop it. Like, just keep poking, oi.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, now that I realize, I said all that, and then I just realized how we don't really care that much. I think in Indonesia, it's also like we got more influence from Central and West Asia as well. So I think and I think it's not really into that, not even that far. I think like some part of China, even I think like if you are a little bit round, then that means your family can fit you well, kind of thing, right? Or is it just
Oh,
Southeast Asian? Yeah.
no. It's also no. I think it's a thing
Mm-mm.
with. Well, it's not. It's not even just Asia.
Mm-mm.
It was literally the whole world.
Mm-mm.
Like at least in history, in terms of history,
Mm-mm.
because like as you said, because like the fatter you look,
Mm-mm.
it either means you are rich or your family is rich,
Mm-mm.
and like that's why in the ancient times it was also encouraged. At least in some countries, it was encouraged for women
Mm-mm.
to get fat because it means their husband is rich enough to feed them.
Mm.
Yeah, and for a long time, being fat was actually a beauty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I'm not too sure about now. To be fair,
Yeah.
I mean, okay. To be fair, it was staring at like a baby or like just a small child, and he's well round. Let's not say fat. It's pretty fine. Like they're still children, so like it's pretty alright. Like it's actually better if they look that way because like it actually means they got the necessary nutrients. Like don't be like me being a skeleton ever since I was born. uh, but but like obviously, I think that like because like we understand, biology a lot more now. So like when you get older and you're still at a relatively big size, like I would actually get a bit worried if I were you. Like at least like maybe go on a diet or like do some exercise. Because well, I don't mean like don't get me wrong. I don't mean like having a big body is wrong. Because like there are a lot of reasons why you would get that. It's not just because you have a lot of fat. Like one of my friends is like he just looks very big. Well, originally it was still partly because he's actually fat. Like his body size is like the lowercase b.
Oh my god. It's that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, but like he actually went to start going to the gym, and then actually put on a diet, and then like he was actually still roughly the same size, but it wasn't because he was fat. It was because his bones were big, and he got muscles instead. Yeah. So like being big doesn't mean it's fat or it's wrong, but by today's standards, often is quite a bit of a problem, I would say. Like I'm on the side that's because like I'm not sure if you've seen this, but like recently there's always like a lot of posts like fat shaming on the or like things like even if you're fat, be proud of yourself, those kind of stuff. Like I don't I kind of half agree and half disagree with those things because like obviously I'm not fat shaming anyone, and because as I said, there are a lot of reasons why you will have a big body. It's not just because you have a lot of fat or like you lost control of your food and everything like that. But I wouldn't necessarily be proud of being well I mean they say it that way because like they just mean to love your own body, but like I mean as in like don't just think of your body as guaranteed. Like if you think there's a way to improve it, do so. Don't just because like don't use like your pride as an excuse to not exercise and then just make yourself worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's my meaning. But I feel that a lot of times with like those messages that say like be proud of your own body, those kind of stuff, it gives the wrong idea to some people who who still don't understand, like, when people call them to go on a diet, it's not just because like those people don't like seeing them fat. It's because they saw it as an issue, like a health issue. Yeah. So yeah. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I have a lot of very round friends, and I love them very much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of understand. I have pretty much the same opinion. It's more like you have to be proud in the sense that, okay, so yeah, we don't know how you get we don't know how you get here. There's too much factor that might come in, but yeah, you don't need to hate yourself, but you need to improve yourself.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to start jogging tomorrow.
When I came over here, I'm better seeing you jogging for an hour every day.
No, not an hour. Well, I guess it's getting a little bit colder, so I might be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, like, at least I try to at least like walk 15 minutes a day, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, walking will still help a bit. Yeah. But like walking, it would mainly help to train your legs, but it won't help you to keep fit.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Yeah, well, not just lose weight, but like just like maintaining the weight in general. Yeah, because like walking is really, I think it's really more about just using your leg muscles more. So it's like maybe your legs would get tighter, but it doesn't mean your belly would reduce. Yeah, so that's why like jogging would be more effective. Like not running, jogging.
Yeah,
there are differences in that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I think also like at first I when I was in like high school on PE, I was like, yeah, why do we need to jog? Like, why don't we just run, right? But yeah, I think like the more you do it, the more you realize that, okay, so by doing this more slowly, you are actually pulling more muscles. You suspend the muscles at some point, and it actually strains your muscles more, and in turn it consumes more energy, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it also
as well.
Yeah, well, it also helps you with the breathing actually, because when you run, it's mostly about short bursts. Like even for people who manage to run far, it's because they've been training from jogging in order to maintain the breathing, so that they could keep up with the breathing while they're at that speed. So yeah, so that's why like jogging is better, because like jogging actually helps you with the breathing, while running can't, because in the first place, if you can't breathe that well, then you won't even be able to run that long. Yeah. Yes, and if you can't run that long, then like say like even if you only run for like, I don't know, 1 minute every day, it's not gonna help.
Yeah,
it's really not gonna help. Yeah. So I mean, well, technically it kind of does, but you'll probably die by then.
Oh my god.
So that's why jogging, like they like a lot of like, well, quote unquote health experts suggest that like it's better if you jog for at least 50 minutes every day, which was what I was doing before I came back to Hong Kong.
Yeah, in Asia it's a little bit hard, isn't it? I mean, like in Jakarta especially, they had to purposefully build gardens just so people can jog. Otherwise it's a little bit not hospitable for jogging.
Yeah, well, I think, well, Hong Kong especially is not suitable for jogging at all. Like,
it's not.
Even when I'm walking daily, it feels more like I'm lining up for something. That's how slow I'm walking. Like the distance I could literally get there in 5 minutes, but somehow it took me 10 minutes because there were so many people. Yeah, but like kind of more fortunate for where I'm staying. We actually kind of have a mountain behind us. So there's actually a hiking / jogging trail over there. Yeah, so like frequently there will be people at like 5 or 6 a.m. Just literally going up the hill, just to jog around for a bit.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, I really need to train my feet muscles more. I think it's because I injured my leg once and I cannot walk for 3 weeks or something. So it was like, yeah, now that I can walk again, it's like I don't want to push it to the point that it breaks again, but it feels like especially since I live in an area with lots of senior citizens, it feels like sometimes it hits me like there are a lot of senior citizens in Germany, so you see all kinds of people, right? All people who are fat, but they are still walking. Some people who need to support themselves with some kind of tools. So it just hit me. It's like in the end, I think like we are going to be most free when we are like 60 or 70 or something. And I kind of joke a lot with my friends that okay, so now we left all. I mean, like especially if you have Steam, like if you have Steam, usually one of the thing that people who plays game using Steam likes to do is to collect games and then during sales and then just let them collect us in their library for like forever. And it's kind of like shaping up into kind of like a retirement plan. So like okay, so when I'm 70, I'm going when I'm in my retirement home, I don't have anything to do, I'm going to finish all these games kind of thing. But yeah, it's like if I hit 70 and I have the choice whether my only choice is to sit down in my room and play video games, or I can either do that or go out and see the nature, meet my grandchildren hopefully, or hopefully also see like what I built a ghost crash to the ground after I entrusted it to someone else. At least at that point I have something to entrust to someone else, so it's going to be a bittersweet feeling, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, anyway, I want it. It's just kind of scary, right? Like losing the option. Like if I have the option, then I can do both. But if I don't have the option, then I can only do either one, and I will until the day I actually die, I will regret like if only I did not eat that one cheese, like fried cheese, I would have been able to walk to my yeah kind of thing. But yeah, we still don't know. Sometimes I tend to see too much in the future where we still don't know. Like we still have too many things that we don't know whether it will happen or not. But yeah, I think it's a little bit too far into the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they always say like how, for example, like, they used to think that cigarettes are actually good for your health. It's obviously not. But like, it's a very long-term effect they could only see like 40 or 50 years later. It'll be the same for us with some things. So, I mean, coffee, like the effect is very obvious right now.
Yeah.
But let me just insert here. What's even more worrying is the amount of land that's actually required to farm coffee beans. And yeah, I don't know. I just think about this all day after I watched that documentary with David Attenborough as the narrator on like the usual climate change, and then like people have to start acting like that kind of stuff.
Uh-uh.
Like obviously they're made to be very convincing, which and then like personally I don't think why they should lie to us. So like it just worries me that like we're basically demolishing the nature, but most of us still don't know.
Yeah.
Like they said one thing, like you would think that a country with more people is gonna exhaust the resources more than the others, but it's actually the other way around. Because right now, it's the more developed countries that actually have less people, because the main reason being we chose to not get married and give birth to any children. But the reason for that is because we want to spend our own resources, aka money, on ourselves. So without a significant partner or children, we actually have more freedom and money to spend on more unnecessary things.
Okay.
So in the end, like developed countries are actually wasting more things than like the less developed ones.
Yeah, because anything that they produce, then basically anything that they exhausted actually to sustain their life, right?
Yeah, and like it's more, and there's also more like they don't have the resources to spend on anything else. Yeah, so like they have to, or they used to living by like kind of like the minimalistic life, but not for those of us who were born in like big cities. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I always dream of my ideal retirement was having like a farmland somewhere in the middle of like in a small city, like in Java, like in the mountains.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, you can probably get that. You can probably get that somewhere in the US. To be fair,
I mean, like I can get that even in Indonesia, but still, it's like after I grew up, maybe I need to be a little bit more closer to the city since I'm a city boy.
or maybe you can just join the indigenous groups in Papua New Guinea. Why not?
No, that's not even part of Indonesia. That's their own country.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like the indigenous group, I know some of them are like just living between Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, but whatever. It was just a joke.
I see. I do heard that some of them still practice cannibalism. So I don't want to. I mean, like it's their culture, so I don't want to paint this badly. But it's.
I mean, to be fair, like if their own people are willing to do that and willing to accept that, I actually don't see any problems to that.
Yeah, I mean, like that.
Like at the end, humans themselves are still resources on its own.
Yeah.
So if they can make some use of that, and they're not making problems for the other people, like fine, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like they do have their own ecosystem, right? Like usually, so it's I mean, like it's several villages. So so this villages will hunt to this villages, or maybe they will go to. Okay. Let's stop there. I don't have enough cultural knowledge to break down how cannibalistic society works. Let's not get into that.
Well, some cannibalistic societies, like they aren't necessarily hunting down the other villages and everything like that. Like sometimes it's more about their own belief. Like I'm gonna make something up, like right here, but like just an example. Like for example, like they believe that I don't know their relatives would return to them after they die. So in order to do that, after they die, they had to eat their meat, like something like that. Like it happens somewhere out there. I'm sure of that. So like, but like that kind of stuff, like it doesn't affect the others. I mean, well, it might seem disgusting to some people, but they're just doing their own stuff. Yeah, like in the bigger picture, they're not affecting anyone. So, like, if that works for them and they're happy about it, sure, go ahead. I don't really care. Like literally yesterday, like we were just talking about how in the near future it might become possible to sell your own fat.
Oh.
Yeah, because like obviously you know how fat can be used for a lot of stuff. So like if like people somehow find a way to, extract fat from other people, first of all, it will obviously help some people to lose weight. But like then you can also use this excess resources in like making all kinds of other products. It's kind of like a win-win situation, really. So, like, I can see it happening somewhere in the future.
That actually unlock a core memory of me because the movie Fight Club.
Which movie?
Fight Club.
5 o'clock. No, I don't.
Fight Club.
Oh, Fight Club. No, I still don't.
Yeah, that's why I referenced it in our group. So basically, the only thing that I remember from Fight Club is actually the technology that to suck only the fat. It already exists. It's called liposuction, but it's like a cosmetic operation, so it's going to cost you money instead of paying you stuff. Because after they drain the fat, your skin already stretches, right?
Yeah.
So with the cosmetic part is basically after they remove the fat, they will maybe they will cut something and then they stitch it so that basically after that your body will look like when it has no fat and it's not stretched, kind of thing. But yeah, the point is it continues to your part as well. So basically there's this scene in Fight Club where they basically to make money so of course after they this liposuction clinic, after they took out this fat, because they don't have like the part that haven't existed from what we have discussed earlier is the industry in which we sell the human fat to be used for other stuff, right? So of course they need to throw this fat, their client's fat away, right? So the main character, what they do is they scrounge through the trash cans of the liposuction clinic, and then they stole the fat, and then they made soap with that fat, and then they sold it as like a luxury cosmetic brand.
Jeez.
Oh my god, that is the like some next level Codman shit. God damn it! It is the only it's the only scene that stuck with me from Fight Club. Like I only saw it in midnight TV, and then I don't think after I watched it, I think I just turned off the TV. I've seen enough. I just want this. I don't need to see the fights. This is the only scene that I needed to have in my memory from Fight Club.
But this is actually very realistic. Cause back in the Victorian era in the UK, obviously because like the whole country is still under kind of the guidance of Christianity. So when a person die, you need to give them a proper burial. But then like at that time, science was also booming. So, but on the biology part, like the doctors had the problem of not being able to find corpse to do their studies. So there was actually a job at that time where it's like one of the more like underground kind of jobs, of not grave diggers, but actually body stealers. Body thieves, basically. So and then what they do is literally they would look for freshly buried bodies, graves, and then like after midnight they would go out and dig them up, and then in the background sell those bodies
Mm-mm.
to the hospitals / universities for doctors to do the research.
Mm-mm.
And obviously it earns a lot of money. But like that's why if you noticed, like when you walk past churches and graveyards,
Mm-mm.
there are some graves that somehow have a metal cage on them.
Yeah.
It's not because they're scared of zombies or vampires. It's to prevent those people from digging up the body. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Just some historical facts for you.
Yeah. That's a hard to swallow part, but I don't know if thanks to the effort of the scientists to actually know what is inside our body, because I think there's also like the not the counter argument, but like the previous belief, the scientific belief before that, like it was based on a book that was not really the belief, but the study of anatomy at that point before we started opening up that people's bodies. It is basically based on it is basically based on a book that is written by someone who never saw like the insides of a human body, right? Like I think they just open up animal bodies and drew conclusion from there, and then turns out turns out it's not like that. Turns out our anatomy is different from other animals.
Yeah. So like obviously at that time there were people who were willing to donate their own bodies, but like just like in general, people don't like to do that because they're Christians and they want to preserve their own bodies, stuff like that. So it was a very interesting history. And I also kind of learned all that because my mom did nursing and she loved to go to nursing museums.
I see.
Yeah.
Man, it's also a thought experiment for me since I'm both Christian and Chinese, the two C's. But
oh yeah, it's like actually like that reminds me of how when I was small and then I actually considered baptizing. But like before that, I mean, because I was very small at that time, like I don't know, 6 or 7. Like I asked my mom, if I became a Christian, like, would you mind if I bury you the Christian way? Because obviously in Chinese, in terms of like burial, we still follow Taoism, or like maybe it's just a culture thing, like in general, like because we don't have enough space in Hong Kong, so most of the time we will actually burn the bodies and then just leave the ashes as like the remainings, and then inside basically boxes of like a whole wall, like literally a whole wall of boxes, and then on there you will put the photo of the person on there, and then his name, dates, stuff like that. So like that's the general way of like people going away. But like obviously, as we all know, the Christian way is literally the whole body underground. So I didn't know my mom's belief at that time. So I was like, so I had to ask her, like, do you mind if I just bury you underground? And she was like, I don't care. I don't believe in anything. And like I'm dead by then. I'm not gonna do anything.
But yeah, I guess it's of course like our parents will not be able to tell, but it's just to respect their last wish, right? Because it gives them
for
peace,
sure.
and then it kind of maintains your emotional relationship with them after they already left, right?
Yeah.
Because like
but like my mom is just very open about everything. Like I even once asked her, like, those questions that you always have, like, aren't you afraid of death? And then my mom was just like, I won't even know if I die. So
True.
so it's like, again, And she was like, again, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
She didn't swear, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. I like yeah. Yeah, because like I think I'm kind of like I've been Christian my whole life, so I kind of like did not never question that like on the reverse after I knew the culture of like the cremation. So basically burning the bodies and keeping them inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, cremation was the word. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean like I'm not really the most environmentally conscious person, but I think at some point I just thought like, yeah, well, now that I know about cremation, I think I would rather be cremated like when I left. When I need to leave the world eventually. Don't know why. It feels like the right thing to do. I mean, like we have limited space anyway. Like after that, I'm always fascinated whenever I find like the alternative burial, burial. Like you know, like those kind of things where you got where you are basically how to say, like you are being buried inside a like a casket made of dirt, and then like basically the concept is after your body disintegrates, then it will kind of become a nutrient to the seeds inside the casket, and then it will grow into trees and something. So this kind of idea actually fascinates me.
Actually, so sorry to pop your bubble, but actually, it's not gonna help you grow a tree.
No.
Like because like especially after your whole body is burnt, like the actual nutrient. Oh, like
in that case, you will be burned. You will be buried whole, but like the casket will basically how to say like.
Oh no! Oh, okay, no, I get what you mean now. I get what you mean now. Yeah. That would be very much nicer then.
Yeah.
I was just find it fun. I was just finding it funny. Like after years later, they just we gotta chop down this tree, and it's
like, no. You're not being kept inside the tree. Don't worry. But I think even one of the more extreme ones, they actually like flash froze your body. So your body will be frozen, and then they will crush it, and then they will mix it with they basically made it fertilizer right away.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, I think like in the end, the more important part is the like kind of like the funeral, right? Like it's like as long as there are space for people who cared about you to kind of like say their goodbyes. I think it's. Whatever happens after that, for me personally, I don't mind like not having my body intact, but if my parents want themselves to be buried whole, then I will respect their wish. But for me personally,
fair enough, yeah.
But for me personally,
personally, I don't really mind either. Like actually, for me, I'm the kind who's very conscious about my presence / reputation. So I would like at least my name somewhere. Like, because like there are some people who are just like, oh, when I die, you can just scatter my ashes into the sea, that stuff like that. I don't want that. Give me a grave. I need a grave. I need my name on this fucking stone.
I need my gravestone to be in a museum with my battle spirit stack, just like Bashinden.
Exactly.
It's now that I think about it, like now I look back into that episode, it feels a little bit fucked up. Now that they made a card out of that with literally only one single gravestone inside the card art. So it's like, I mean, like it's okay in the anime, but they made this into a card and we just never questioned it that it's an actual gravestone.
Oh yeah, true. Because technically they never found his body because he went to the future. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, no! But like that reminds me. Do you remember that there's a rebirth card, which is a Dreadnought?
Yeah.
It's a spirit flipping
yeah.
into a Nessus. And then the Nessus is literally called the nameless tombstone. And then like
Oh my
one of us was like, and we look at it, this is fucking depressing, man.
It has been reborn into a tombstone. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Like we got Liza flipping into the ice palace, and then we got this dreadnought soldier. It doesn't even have like all these dreadnoughts don't even have a name.
Yeah.
It's literally just dreadnought and then
Yeah.
a rank. But there's this dreadnought soldier that got turned into a nameless tombstone. It's not just a tombstone; it's a nameless tombstone.
It's
like,
not even
bro,
a tombstone. God damn it.
bro, this
Oh
is
my
dark
God.
as fuck. It's just so funny.
Oh my goodness. We really need to set this episode as like of man for adult.
Sorry, what?
No, I mean like you can set like an episode like to be like this contains way too many heavy stuff kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do think we might have to put a
Yeah.
put a warning at the start of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
in hells.
Even after we go back to Battle Spirits, the first thing is like, all right. So probably Ryza some point in the future, because of the time loop nature of of the rebirth saga. Maybe she just went to the future, turned into the goes to the like after she reached the end of her life, she goes back to the past and then she turns into the ice palace and then she serves in the ice palace.
What the
she's
fuck?
serving people inside herself.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
Your waifu is dead.
Your wife is dead, but she's not. But she's dead, but she's not. Oh my god.
I mean that's literally Kei though. Like it's literally confirmed that Kei was dead. Well, and her husband Monica.
Oh.
And then and then Lolo's like, I need more servants, so I revived them to look over my world. That's literally what happened. That's why they got the Grandwalker versions.
Ah.
Yeah, because Lolo was like, I need to join one. I need to join to become one with Zeus, and I need someone else to look after my world. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna revive these two Asian emperors, and just do the same job over again.
Oh no. No, that's fucked up.
But yeah,
My God.
it's so funny.
Oh my god. Like not even Battle Spirits can make us smile today. God damn it.
Inhales.
I can only maintain a semblance of happiness because I'm surrounded by my Oshi. But yeah, next
Your
month.
Oshi.
Yeah, I mean like after you got back here, you will see how many Lamy stuff I have in my room right now. It feels a little bit psychotic now. It feels like those. Like
Come
those
on,
rooms.
no, your room, no. Your room isn't even that point yet. If you want to be psychotic, it needs to be even crazier.
I mean, it's starting to get there. Starting to get there.
When I come over here and I'm not stepping onto a Lamy mat, you're not psychotic enough.
Okay, then not yet.
if I'm not stepping onto a Lamy mat and I'm not sleeping on a Lamy pillow with a Lamy blanket over me on a Lamy bed, then shut up.
Maybe at that point I haven't fallen that far. Thank you very much for reminding me. Thank you for letting me know that I am not that mad yet.
You don't even have a 1-to-1 ratio Lamy stand yet. You don't have any say on this. Not yet. I'm gonna bring you one. No, I'm not.
Now, I found a company in Germany that do like the cardboard stands. I'm planning to. I mean, like when I probably after I start working and I can get a bigger studio, I kind of wanted to get a Caitlin one just to kind of like, okay, so this is basically to separate. This is where my room ends and where the studio starts, kind of thing.
And then next time I come here, I'm just gonna sit there on the table with Caitlin on the other side. It's like, time for dinner.
Time for dinner. No, I mean, like after you planted me that idea, I can actually print a Lamy one.
Bro, I will carry you to the mental hospital first.
Thank God that's why insurance will probably cover that. Or like now that you mentioned that's like does German health insurance cover mental health issues? Okay, it's an ad, so mental health. They don't specify whether they cover it or not. God damn it.
L.
Oh,
I guess it's gonna be time just to lock you in the asylum. And they'd be like, I need my Lamy. Where's my Lamy? And I'll just like grab you by the shoulders, like, your waifu doesn't exist. No.
And like speaking of asylum and insurance, like I just remember like the other day, like there's this one guy who make like a parody of Batman. And then like Batman was beating someone up like a criminal, like until he is half dead. And then,
I've seen that one. It's like Robin was like, "You're gonna kill him." No, it's fine. I know my limits.
Yeah, I know my limits. I'm not going to kill him. And then like on the next panel, like, good morning, Mr. Bruce. Our health insurance has just received a record profit. It's like, what the fuck? No. Why do you guys need to ruin Batman? Why do you guys need to be edgy?
I mean, let's be honest, Batman is just edgy in general.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally a man with trauma. and then decided to cosplay into an animal.
Oh my god.
That's literally the gist of the story though. Like, it's a guy, a very wealthy guy who got a massive trauma, and so he cosplayed into the animal that he fears the most. That's literally the story.
Oh my goodness. Not even Batman could save us today. So if you have any stories or any questions that could save us from this hellhole, or you have any idea of what we could have talked instead to escape all of this, you can always send us your email at our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, before everything goes even more somber than this, I guess that has been everything from us. We'll see you guys all. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye bye.